the world's slimmest 3D curved AMOLED display, 144Hz, and a brand new processor on the market. This is the Infinix Hot 60 Pro Plus. I've been using this phone for a couple of weeks, and in this review I'll be giving my hands-on experience, and I'm going to be letting you know if this phone is good enough to be in your arsenal. My name is Shaman, and let's get down. In the box comes all the essentials that should come with a smartphone. A 45-watt charger with a USB Type-C cable, a screen protector, SIM ejector tool, back cover, and wired earphones for those who think wireless earphones can be tapped. I got mine in sleek black, which is one of 6 different colors, and I like the way light reflects on it and gives it a different shade of black. Now, it comes in 5 other colors which are displayed on my screen, and you have a variety of colors to choose from. So it's either you want something very fresh or something very earthly. There's a color for everybody. To be honest, the phone is really lightweight. At 155 grams, it's easy to carry around. You can carry it around all day and you'd probably never feel tired. And then the icing on the cake, it's only 5.95 millimeters thin. Wow. At the back of the phone is the Infinix logo, the flash, and 3 camera cutouts. There's one camera there, however, the main 50 megapixel Sony sensor. There's also an IR blaster which helps to turn your phone to a remote control. It's quite handy. And then the last one is just for aesthetics. The display is slightly curved and may feel a bit overwhelming for people with small hands, but let's be honest, this display is beautiful. It is a 6.78-inch gorgeous AMOLED display that caps at 144Hz, but you know it's only apps that support that refresh rate that will work on that refresh rate. So yeah, but for most parts, a lot of apps support 120Hz, so you're good to go. With all that screen estate, it's a joy to watch movies, and then you just get immersed as staring at the beautiful colors as they are displayed on your phone. There's plenty of bright at 700 nits when you're using your regular brightness, 1600 nits when you're using the high brightness mode, and a peak of 4500 nits. Using this phone in broad daylight is a breeze. You'd probably never have any issues using it while you're outside. Now for security features, on this phone you have an under-display optical fingerprint sensor which takes less than a minute to register, and then it's very responsive. You don't have to worry about using it multiple times. It works every time and it is flawless. For a phone at this price, that's a big plus for me. The screen also has Corning's Gorilla Glass 7i, so it will be immune to more drops and resist scratches than regular screens. Plus, it can resist drops of up to 1.5 meters. I mean, I literally dropped this on a slab and it still looks good. Before I forget, this phone is IP65 rated, so it is totally dust proof, and then it is resistant to water splashes from low pressure water jets. Now, Infinix also clarifies that due to wear or tear, if this phone gets damaged by water, it's not covered by warranty. Now, for those who are always on their phones, Infinix added a feature called Eye Care with features that intelligently adapt color temperature to improve sleep quality. On the left side of the phone, you have a flush frame with no buttons. On the right, you have the volume rockers and the power button, which doubles as a Gemini activator. Now let's dive into image quality. On the back, you have a 50 megapixel Sony sensor with autofocus, and on the front, you have a cutout that houses a 13 megapixel camera for your selfies. Now, I will not lie, for the 1x and 2x pictures, I was blown away. The pictures give a very natural color reproduction. I like the gentle amount of detail. It doesn't feel over sharpened. Well, HDR does a lot of work in compressing all those highlights if they are overblown. And yes, to be honest, acceptable pictures, very good for social media sharing. I in particular like the portrait mode because there is a very nice separation between the background and the subject. And then the attention to detail, the detail processing on this is really nice. For the video quality, the video is okay. I can't really say it's great, but it's very good compared to other phones in this price band. I mean, I think this is one of the best that I've seen. The color reproduction stays natural, highlights are a bit here or there, dynamic range is just okay, but it's very acceptable like I said for social media. Performance wise, the chipset found on this is the MediaTek Helio G200, which a lot of people would say isn't a major upgrade from last year's G100 found on the Hot 50 Pro Plus, but it is more efficient and generally just better. It handles tasks better than the Helio G100. I had no problems using this on my daily tasks, scrolling the internet, reading my mails, occasional Candy Crush. The occasional gaming, thanks to a better GPU and 8 gigs of RAM, wasn't really much of a problem. I tried Call of Duty, I also tried to play soccer, which is something that I don't do all the time because I'm more of an adventure person. However, if you're going to be playing these games, you're going to be playing them at low graphics. Supporting the 8 gigs of RAM is 128 gigs of storage for the base variant or 256 gigs for the upgraded storage option. For connectivity, it supports 4G enabled SIMs, and speaking of SIMs, it is a dual SIM phone with no support for memory expansion or eSIMs. With 2 firing speakers on the top and bottom of the phone and sound inspired by JBL, you get a well-balanced sound stage with really good audio, which I enjoyed, especially when I was listening to music from Spotify. For the software, you have Infinix XOS 15.1.1 powered by Android 15. There's no news on the box on their website supporting software updates for this phone, but if it's going to get, I'm assuming it's going to get 2 years of software updates and 3 years of security updates, which is the standard for most smartphones. On the phone, you also have support for Google's Gemini and the Circle to Search, even if you can also make use of Infinix's AI Folax, which gives you really useful features such as call assistance and record summary. One thing I'm still not understanding is how Infinix was able to put a 5160 mAh battery inside a 5.95mm phone. That's bonkers, but they did it. And the battery is amazing. I mean, in my use, I comfortably went through a whole day without having to charge the phone till I got home from wherever I went. Now, one other thing I enjoy is the 45-watt charger that comes with this phone. Your phone charges from 0 to 100 in just over 1 hour. Now, for the price, you can get the 128 gig variant at 262,900 naira and the 256 gig variant at 291,000. So you have 2 options to choose from. If you're one that uses a lot of data and media, you should go for the 256. Otherwise, 128 is just fine. I didn't think I was going to end up using this phone for more than a few days, but I ended up using it for 2 weeks, and these are the things that I really enjoy. The display is fantastic. The processor works really well. I was able to do my social media tasks and every other thing that I do on a daily without much hassle. Everything just works well. The camera takes really good pictures, not the best in the world, but very acceptable pictures. And then the phone is light. I can carry it for days on end, and not to forget the battery. It's amazing. Now, this has been my experience with the phone. What do you think about my experience of this phone? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you've loved this video, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and follow me for more videos like this.